Okay friends, today we're going to be using our building painting from last week to create a Basquiat inspired cityscape. First thing I'm going to do is take this painting and carefully cut it out. And I'm just going to carefully move my paper. And I'm not going to worry about cutting it out perfectly. It can look a little bit messy because Basquiat's artwork usually was kind of messy looking. Okay, so now I have some buildings and I'm going to need to add my buildings and a street. So I'm going to arrange them. I can even have my buildings hanging off the paper if I want. And once I like how they look, I can glue them down. I'll start with my street first. And when I glue, I go dip, dip, wipe it on the lip, then dot, dot, not a lot. And I'm going to put dots of glue around the edges. Do I put glue in the middle of my paper? That's right, I don't. Glue stays on the edges. Then I'm going to press it down. I can hold it down with my hands, and I like to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my buildings. Again, I turn it over. Dip, dip, wipe it on the lip, then dot, dot, not a lot. Do I put glue in the middle? Nope, it stays all around the edge. Now that my glue's all around the edges, I can turn my paper over carefully and glue it down. Now this is a really big piece of paper and it's hard to hold it down, so what I can do is turn it over and give my paper a nice little back rub. And I want to make sure that I'm rubbing gently. I'm not hitting my paper like this. That way everything sticks. So now I've created a cityscape. But right now, everyone's cityscape probably looks pretty similar. So now is your chance to decorate and make it your own. So we'll add some things like cars and the sun and maybe even a tree. So you'll get yourself some scrap paper and then draw whatever you want to add. I'm going to start by making a sun. So we'll just start with a circle. And I'll give my sun some rays. And now I'm gonna cut it out. And I'm just gonna very carefully go around my little lines. And again, it can be a little bit messy because that's what Basquiat's artwork usually looks like. So there's my sun. I'm going to leave it up in the sky. Next thing I'm going to add is a crown. Basquiat included a lot of crowns in his work. So I'm going to add one of those. When I cut, what I'm doing is a bubble cut. I'm leaving a little bit of space between my scissors and the paper. Kind of like a bubble. So I've got a crown and a sun. I'm going to add a few more things in fast motion. All I have next to do is glue them down, but first I'm going to go ahead and add a little line on my street to add a little detail. And I'm also going to make sure I sign my name on my work. Because good artists always sign their name. Now I'm ready to glue down all of my cool little shapes like my car and my bird. And remember, I go dip, dip, wipe it on the lip, dot, dot, not a lot. Okay, I've got everything glued down. So I'm just going to give my paper a nice little back rub so I make sure everything is stuck. Then I'm going to turn it over, give it a shake test, make sure nothing falls off, and then voila, masterpiece complete, a Basquiat inspired cityscape. Have fun, amazing artists.